name is Amelia Eleiter. I'm one of the co-founders and the CEO of Debrand. What we do is we work with brands that have damaged, mainly damaged goods that come back through their reverse supply chain. So that would be customer returns, shop floor damages, maybe there was a manufacturing defect, etc. And so we help them by consolidating those goods at our facilities, identifying what they are, and then allocating them to the next best use. And so we have a network of partners that then take that item and maybe recycle it into, if it's a downcycling process, it'll be recycled into insulation or furniture stuffing or sporting good equipment stuffing. If it's reusable, we can send it to a donation partner or a resale partner. And then obviously with the emergence of advanced recycling solutions, we are also in the process of and have been developing pilot programs to make sure that those really specific items end up being recycled into new products wherever possible, such as like fiber to fiber recycling. That's still pretty limited today, but that's definitely a journey that we're on and helping to enable for the industry. So the pilot projects we've been working on range. In some cases, it's a way to utilize some of the software that we've been building. The software we call the allocation engine. It's really a bespoke product it's not a product, it's a operational resource for us that we use to pull data from like a hang tag or from a QR code or a barcode even, or RFID, and we pull the data that's attached to that product. It's not necessarily at this point specific or individual to that product, but it does contain data like SKU level data. What we do is we use different data points to help make an automatic decision on where it can go next. And so the pilot that we've been running utilizes that to give us more options. And so the associate that's in the warehouse doesn't have to think about, this could go into 18 different buckets or 18 different channels. The system, they simply input data. So if it's a quality sortation program, for example, where we're assessing for reuse or donation, the associate would make a determination, does this have pilling? Does this have a hole, etc.? And it attaches that new data point with other data points such as the style and the MSRP value of it and the materiality of it, and it makes a decision on where it can go next. So part of it was to help prove that out, but it also is helping to prove sort of a more holistic system of, if you have this pile of stuff, how do you quickly identify what stuff should be resold or reused, and where can it go to get the most value for the customer based on our partners that we have. And then second of all, the recycling side. And that's more nuanced because as many people in the industry know today, there's different tolerances of how much of one type of material advanced recycler is able to take. And so what we do is we take all of those, all the specs or the tolerances of each partner, we embed it into our software, and then it allows us to understand if this product is eligible feedstock. And then the secondary part of it, is it eligible from a cost perspective? I mean, you could look at something and say, I can recycle that through, maybe it is 100% polyester or high polyester or high nylon or high cotton, but maybe it has a lot of irritants on it. Like even my jacket, I have a lot of buttons on here. So, this is pretty good because it's all one material and it's got, kind of plastic buttons. But if it had a lot of embellishments, the cost to pre-process that, to remove all of those irritants is too high in some cases, from a practical or from like a business model standpoint. And so what we try to do is we try to identify what items would require less pre-processing, still meet the requirements of the solution provider, and allow us a better chance of selling that through to the customer. Because it's still a financial decision at the end of the day. In order to be sustainable, it has to be scalable and accessible from a cost standpoint. There is some misinformation going on. Circularity became a really big thing, and circularity is I believe this data is 1% of our textiles are recycled, and 1% of that 1% goes to like fiber to fiber advanced recycling. Don't quote me on that, but that's sort of what I've heard in the industry. And so, it's a small percent, let's put it, even from our operations, a small percent goes there, but we have to commit to it. We have to invest in it. And that's the thing, is it's like, we're willing to invest through our R&D and through our pilots. And, it's really important that all members of all stakeholders look to invest in some way so that we can actually get there. It's not one group's responsibility. That's the way I see it, at least. It's an ecosystem of responsibility. And that's truly how we're going to get there, is by, all putting the time in and the learnings in, and being transparent and authentic in what's possible today and how we build infrastructure, systems, and innovation for tomorrow.